You'll be proud to know, Cipha, I wrote a long, angry tweet today.
Yeah.
And deleted it.
I saw your video.
And I deleted it.
Oh, it was towards Kanye?
Yes. I was
Good
so fucking angry. I thought you were inspired part of it.
What is he doing though? It's on Twitter, right?
He's been going on like these 50 tweet rants where he's just desperately seeking attention. So he's just saying anything like, I'm a Nazi. The Jews, they can't hold me back.
Really?
The most
He's
unhinged.
back on that?
No, that's the main thing. The main thing is that.
Wow.
Oh, but he also put out Free Puff. He put out a line of Sean John gear. He said he's going to sell the shirt that Cassie was wearing in the video.
What?
He put out a swastika shirt. He put out a swastika shirt. He wrote Yale Yitler. Then he said Chappelle's only popular because Jews are behind him. He's not funny.
That's super interesting. Then he said,
"You talk shit about me, that lanky motherfucker." Something like they call him lanky.
Who did? Kanye did?
Kanye called Chappelle lanky.
Chappelle's
That's
not
the only one I saw.
By the way,
somebody showed it to me.
By the way, because that uneducated motherfucker doesn't even know what lanky is. Chappelle is not lanky. Not anymore. He was lanky. Young Chappelle was lanky. Now he's odd, jacked, smoking a cigarette Chappelle. What are you talking about? So
there was one I saw that said, I don't listen to my kids. They aren't my parents.
He said,
I do what I want.
He said Elon Musk stole my Hail Hitler swag. It's all this, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not offended by it and so on some, but it's so pathetically intentional to get the conversation. All these pictures of his wife naked from the Grammys. So what I was going to say though on Twitter, and I'll say it here and we can wrap it up. But what I was going to say on Twitter was, and Cipha, you don't have to agree. And maybe you do and don't want to say it, or maybe you don't.
Wait, can I just read one thing before you say it?
Just make sure I'm getting all geared up to do something interesting that people would come here for, and then stop me, Billy. Go ahead.
Well, it's what he wrote.
Okay, go ahead.
Let me start by saying, I have hit women before. Drake said Kendrick hit his girl, but that is not recorded on a tape like the Puff video. And I am in LA right now at the Four Seasons. I'm risking my life to tweet this. So walk with me. Drake says Kendrick hit his queen. The world sees Puff hit Cassie. Kendrick is at the Super Bowl. Puff is in jail. They pick which N-words they want to prop up and who they want to put down and when they want to. But all celebrities are scared and selfish. We sit in our mansions and get extorted by our so-called family, friends, and bitches. I'm in LA. N-words will want to and or succeed at killing me for this one tweet alone. I've offended N-word, honkies, Jews, and fat bitches. A fat bitch may try to kill me. If this is my last day on earth, play this in my movie and play the fat bitch part too, because I'm funny and all you N-words is funny to me. With a picture of Diddy and a picture of Kendrick.
While Kendrick's doing the Super Bowl, he decided tonight was the night to bring up Kendrick.
He compares Kendrick to Diddy with the Cassie video,
and he said a fat bitch is going to kill him.
Well, because he's been saying one of his rants the other day was about stop saying that fat. It's okay to be a fat bitch. It's not
He also tweeted I have a lot of Jews and gay people that work with me, and none of them have quit yet from my tweets.
So, by the way, Billy, I'm glad that you are the desired audience. Billy's just amused.
He just wants the desired audience.
No, you just
some of them are comical. Like the one that said, "I said no to 3 wheelchair people taking pictures today." He just writes ridiculous shit sometimes that is funny.
So you're a Kanye fan again? Is what you're saying?
No, I'm not a Kanye fan. But come on, is that not funny?
But that you're doing. Yeah, sure. He tweeted 1,000 times insanity. Did any of them have a thing that you go objectively, if this wasn't followed by praising Hitler, could there be humor here? I mean, sure, absolutely. What I was going to say was, it's so sad that a dude who had a perfect resume of music, basically, the only way this guy can get the attention that he seeks now is by literally posting his wife stark naked or just screaming the N-word. Screaming fire in a movie theater is how this guy now will resort to get attention. It's
Very sad.
Like that is do you guys all he had to do when the snippet came out for I'm So Appalled, when the snippet came out, we ran to be like, oh my God, did you hear the demo of the new Kanye? The man has to post a gorgeous woman, stark naked, who's his wife, by the way,
Yeah.
who he forces to parade around naked and then literally scream the N-word and anti-Semitic slurs, the F word. That's what he has to do to get attention.
Where did it go wrong? Like he always, he the rants, the crazy talk, all that shit, the Sway interview, the shit he said he wanted to do on Sway, he did it. Like Yeezy sneakers were the firest. Everyone was trying to get them, right? The amount of people that wore Yeezys, he did it.
He did
Why
it.
did it go? What?
No, he had 4 kids with the most famous, attractive woman in the world. He had the sneaker company. They were billionaires. It was all, but like, he's broken.
Bro,
And
the
he's
shit
not.
with the Gap. I thought that was gonna be fire, because no one ever thought to do a clothing deal with the Gap. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, that's actually a really dope move.
The other thing I was going to add here, in addition to everything I said about how sad it is, because this is the part of me that was angry, and I'm just going to say the truth. The truth is, from a social standpoint, Cipha may or may not agree, he's always been an absolute, to coin a phrase, goofy. He's always been awkward. He's always been weird. People didn't organically want to hang out with him. He's not Hove. He's not Cam. He's not any of the dudes who are he's not the Locks. He's not any of these dudes who you'd actually want to hang with, to the point that he hindered his own. It was hard for him to get on in spite of his talent because he was so fucking annoying. I mean,
You got. I'll hear your case.
and now
I'll hear your case.
now that everything's stripped down and no one's paying attention to him in the same way, as many people like Bootleg Kev and other people go, oh, the last album, they're classic. Get the fuck out of here. They're classic. They've
What's a classic?
Donda and the Vultures and Kids See Ghosts, which by the way is better than the other ones I just named, but like none of them are quote classics. He dropped 5 straight good classics to start his career. These are not classics, whether you like songs or not. The college dropout, late registration, graduation, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 808s and Heartbreak. We could honestly go Yeezus and Life of Pablo and be like, we're having a conversation.
Sure.
So like you're talking about 5 or 6.
Watch the Throne.
And Watch the Throne.
Yeah.
This man has basically like 7 classic albums. Then over the last several years, he's put out like 90 songs. How many get played?
They don't. Okay, I'll just to play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
They don't get played like they used to because music doesn't get played like it used to. And there are good songs on all those albums, but the albums themselves don't feel like classics.
Over the last several years, he's put out all this music. By the way, there are songs I like. I love Jail. I love this. I like the Lauryn Hill sample one. Like he's had good records. I'm not saying that they haven't existed, but by and large, Cipha, I think he's kind of forgotten. He's in the craziness that's led to his life spiraling. He's also lost whatever kept it together to make the music great. Like it's all kind of come undone. And now, unfortunately, he's back to what he was at the beginning, which is a weird, awkward dork who the only choice he has is to scream hateful things at the top of his lungs. Because the truth is, I never met a human being in my life who truly liked Kanye West. I've only met people who he benefited. He benefited Consequence. He benefits 88 Keys. He benefited.
No, people.
No, I'm sure they would tell you they like him. Find me the person who likes him who he doesn't benefit, who he's not their source of getting money. Find me the person who's like, no, that's just my fucking guy. He turns on.
There has to be people like that.
He turned on the fucking guys who made for Cudi and Chike. He fucking turned on Chance the Rapper at some point. He'll go back and forth with Kid Cudi and Travis Scott. Drake. Fuck, he fucked over Kendrick today. Kendrick, what did Kendrick ever do? Kendrick stayed quiet when you've been a psycho for the last 5 years. Gave you fucking 90 bars for No More Parties in LA. What the hell did he ever do to you? This guy's a fucking maniac. Top Dog was cool to you. All these guys were cool to you. And I know privately they were all like, but they never said anything publicly.
He's weird. He's a weird one. They're probably like, he's kind of weird when he comes around, but he makes dope shit.
And everyone stays quiet. And even the people who stay.
Chappelle shit is bugging me out.
Hold on. Dave of the food live on the Chappelle show, Chappelle?
And no, when he had like a breakdown, Dave got his private jet to go fly to, where was he at? Wyoming?
Yeah.
Flew to Wyoming to check on him, make sure he was okay.
If you have something massive happening in public and someone who makes jokes for a living makes like a light joke about it.
Light joke.
You gotta be
nothing even like some people trying to bury you.
Kanye, people will hang with him as long as he benefits them and hope that they never catch it.
No, I don't think 100% just because he benefits them. I think they are really fans of his art.
That's fair too.
I would say they are really fans of his art and like to be part of his art. If it happens on their project or his project, whatever. I know what you're saying is right. I'm not saying it's not only that. It's not only that.
You're right.
But still, your point is still valid. Yes, they might not be doing it just to benefit. I think they are fans of Kanye West, the artist. But I think in a general sense, they're not like, he's the best guy to hang with.
Yeah, what I'm saying is the other cool artists that are out there that exist, many of which know each other. If he's not making a record for them, if they don't get to observe his art in some way, are they like, man, I just want to spend some time?
And everyone that does hang out with him are like, yo, your man is crazy. Your man is weird. Like, yeah, everyone will say he's weird behind the scenes, even though they love him.
And so now the music's gone. And what we're left with is a screaming lunatic. And by the way, the art is so good. In its prime, the art is so good that up until days before the baby was born, Natalie and I were driving around. I was blasting Life of Pablo. Like, I still haven't let go of it, in spite of everything. I still listen to like somewhat recent shit. Like, I don't.
No way.
I separated.
He's the epitome of separating
100%
what he does and what he says with the music.
Yeah, I don't. And by the way, hold on. Do you realize that when all the anti-Jew shit started happening, people always people would say to me, does he hate Jews? And I'd be like, I don't think so. And they'd be like, oh, well, what's your relationship with him? And then I'd go, well, come to think of it, he was a dickhead to me in every single situation ever. He has never been anything but an utter and complete cock to me. And I'm literally up until he praised Hitler, I was basically a fanboy who bought tickets to concerts and sneakers, and he literally treated me like garbage.
Wait, he treated you like garbage every time?
Think of every story. I'll remind you. When I remind you the stories, you go, oh, I remember that. Our interview with him was fine.
Yeah.
One-Ep was fine.
Yeah.
He didn't connect with us at all, but he was fine. He answered the questions and we got good shit. But like besides that moment, like if you go look at when I'm interviewing him in the hallway at Hot 97 the day graduation came out, and I'm like, we just didn't get along. Like our energy just was not right. No matter what I said, he'd be like, what? I'd be like, hey, your album comes out today. Kind of a big deal. He'd be like, kind of a big deal. I'm like, no, it's a lot. Ron Burgundy, like kind of a big deal. Like it's not you've never heard of the Clip song? It's a phrase. Kind of a big deal is a phrase. What? Oh no, I'm gonna get there. Now I got 2 Billy Junes. Natalie's jumping in with the other big ones to tell. I know I'm gonna remember that one. And then in that interview, I'm like, oh, I would love for you to do a song produced by DJ Premier. He was like, I did, classic. I'm like, that was a remix. he didn't produce it for you. Anyways, he walks in awkwardly in the Drake interview. He's like, I don't want to be on camera. Every little exchange we had. Then we get to the the tribe, the Fife Memorial, and he just fucking rips me in front of everyone in hip hop.
Oh, what was that? What did he say?
And how do you forget? Sife's leaving Hot 97 was like a trauma that he can't remember. Actually, this might have been after you left. I spoke. I should have ripped the video because now I don't think the video is around anymore. I got to find it somewhere. I spoke at Fife's Memorial and I said, A Tribe Called Quest is one of those groups, like they're like forever groups. They're like the Beatles, like Bob Marley, like Led Zeppelin. Like they're that kind of music. And he decides to get up in his ranting and raving that no one expected him to do. And he's like, Rosenberg said earlier that Tribe Called Quest is like Led Zeppelin. Man, nobody want to hear about no Led Zeppelin. They stole from black people. And everyone, I don't think like it's not that I think I'm that popular or beloved, but I gave a good speech and I was invited, unlike you, by the family to speak. And I know that when it happened, everyone was like, is he? Afterwards, Q-Tip was like, man, don't listen to that fucking bullshit. Nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. By the way, I've always pointed this out to anyone afterwards, after he did it, by the way, on the song Let's Ride by Q-Tip, when Q-Tip shouts out the CDs that he has in his car, he literally says, Led Zeppelin and Biggie, like Q-Tip specifically said he listens to Led Zeppelin, but whatever. And that wasn't the point. You're missing. And again, also, like, he just doesn't think straight. The point wasn't about Led Zeppelin specifically. It's about what the music means to like an entire generation of people.
More than one. Yeah.
And then I'm forgetting some. Like every time, it was just always like some fucking weird jab and weird energy from him.
Huh.
And then when Nori called up the morning show, because he regretted having Kanye do all the Nazi shit on the thing, then he talked shit about me then too. Like I was the Jewish Illuminati. Somehow he put me in a category. He's like, people like Rosenberg and academics and Charlemagne. I'm like, how did I get thrown in the crew with people I hate? How is that even fucking possible? So I say all of that to say, when everyone was like, do you think he really hates Jews? I'd be like, no. And then like, how does he treat you? And I'd be like, pretty bad, actually. Maybe he does hate Jews. I don't know.